Sometimes people come across this verse in the Bible and they're a little perplexed. God says, "Thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God." The media in our society tends to make people believe that jealousy is a sin. And for various reasons, people have gotten this idea that jealousy is something that is wrong. And so people have kind of confused jealousy with something else. And that something else is coveting. Jealousy and coveting are very different things. Jealousy is when you want something that is yours. There's nothing wrong with wanting something that's yours. Coveting, on the other hand, is when you want something that is not yours. For example, if you want your neighbor's truck or your neighbor's wife, the 10th commandment says, "Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant," so on and so forth. So God says that he is jealous. Even his name, or one of his many names, is jealous. But that doesn't mean that God has an emotion that is not justified, or emotion that is evil or wrong. Jealousy is when you want something that is yours. If somebody ran off with a man's wife and the man didn't feel any kind of jealousy, you would wonder if he actually loved his wife. So jealousy is actually motivated by love. If you love something, then you're going to be jealous if somebody takes it. But coveting, on the other hand, is motivated by hatred. Because when you desire something that is your neighbor's, in a way you have to resent your neighbor for having that thing that you want. In a way, your neighbor actually becomes a thorn in your side, because the only thing that stands between you and the thing you want is your neighbor, because he's the one that owns it. It's a feeling that is motivated by hatred for your neighbor. So every time that you see the word jealousy in the Bible, it's always referring to somebody wanting something that is already theirs. And most of the time when the word jealousy appears in the King James Bible, it's God actually desiring his people. On the other hand, every time covetousness is mentioned, it's talking about evil. Now here's a passage in Numbers chapter 5 where the word jealousy is used, and God is giving the Israelites a ritual that they were supposed to follow in a particular situation. You know how some men become very, very jealous of their wives? Obviously, this is an indication that the relationship might have a lot of problems, because if you don't trust your wife, then obviously there's some major issues going on there. But this does happen. Sometimes men become very jealous and overprotective of their wives to the point where they can become obsessed in an unhealthy way. And in chapter 5 of Numbers, God gives the Israelites a ritual that they can do in this particular situation, and it seems like the purpose of this ritual really is to put the man at ease and take care of this problem. But when you read this passage, you can see that the word jealousy is used. The word covetousness is not used, because this is a situation where a man is wanting something that is already his. On the other hand, when God gives the Israelites the 10th commandment, and he tells them not to desire their neighbor's stuff, he uses the word covet. So these words mean very different things, and they should not be misused.